What is going on, guys? It's your boy Big Dylan. Welcome back to another Destiny video. Now in today's video I'm going to be covering the Hotfix 2.5.0.2 that dropped yesterday at like 6 PM UK time. I think it was 10 AM Pacific. I just want to basically cover the update, give you my thoughts and opinions on it, basically tell you guys what the new meta weapons are, and basically, you know, what do I think of it, what's changed, what's good, what's bad. So without further ado, let's just get straight into it. Now, the first thing I want to cover is the new meta. Now, the new meta weapons, you know, what you might be asking yourself, you know, what weapons are good, what weapons should I be trying to use, what weapons are effective at certain ranges and certain times. To put it short and simple, the Clever Dragon, I wouldn't really use anymore. I don't rate the Clever Dragon that high anymore. I feel like it's, you know, the nerf did hit it pretty hard in my opinion. I feel like it's a pretty pointless weapon now. But the next best thing to use, in my opinion, is the Hawksaw, the Blind Perdition, or I think it's the Suros PDX45. That is the slightly slower rate of fire and slightly higher impact pulse rifle. So that is the next best thing. Now, I've been using the Blind Perdition, and if you don't know what the Blind Perdition is, it's basically the Trials of Osiris pulse rifle. Very, very amazing pulse rifle to use. Definitely recommend using it if you have it. If you don't, maybe if you were playing in the Taken King, you might have a Hawksaw lying around. That is just as good. If not, if you don't have any of them, your best chances are just to either try and go flawless in trials and try and get the Blind Perdition, or again, like I said, try and maybe wait till the gunsmith comes and you can try and get yourself a Suros PDX45. But that's pretty much it. Like, for the pulse rifles, I'd recommend using. As far as hand cannons go, every single hand cannon has benefited from this update. Hand cannons feel crispy, they reward your accuracy and your precision, and they're absolutely amazing. One hand cannon that's been in the spotlight recently since the update launched is actually the Hawkmoon. Hawkmoon is a absolute beast, and I mean beast, of a hand cannon now. It absolutely melts, especially with those look in the chamber bullets as well. You can 2-tap people. It's a phenomenal hand cannon. Definitely recommend you trying out your Hawkmoon. Palindrome and Eyes Luna again have benefited in the exact same way Hawkmoon has, but again, there's no real, you know, big changes to them. They're just a lot better to use. You know, your shots actually hit. No ghost bullets anymore. You know, your initial accuracy is absolutely great. I've been using them like pretty much all this morning when I woke up. Absolutely phenomenal hand cannons. So got nothing bad to say about them. Another hand cannon that I will cover is a Last Word. Last Word is super crispy, especially if you can land your headshots. It's actually a 3-tap, and obviously that you can melt people with. So yeah, that's pretty much hand cannons out the way. As far as auto rifles go, now I was hoping for a huge auto rifle buff, and I was hoping that auto rifles were actually going to be the new meta, which they are to a certain extent, but they can't compete with pulse rifles like the Blind Perdition or hand cannons. You know, they're not able to compete. But you can use them effectively. You can melt with them. They are usable. The Suros, you know, the high impact auto rifles, in my opinion, they're not really that great. I just don't really like them. I feel like they could have done with a little bit more of a buff, just a little bit. Maybe an extra point or two of damage on there might have helped. But yeah, I just don't really like the high impact auto rifles. I feel like the Red Spectre archetype is absolutely phenomenal. The Red Spectre is a beast. It absolutely melts. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Suros is terrible, but the damage fall off on Suros is just too drastic. I feel like, you know, say if you go from 10 meters to 15 meters, you're already losing damage, and I don't really like that. You know, I wish auto rifles had a little bit more range to them, and then that would make me use them a little bit more. A pulse rifle that I actually forgot to cover was actually the, what's it called, the Perithian shot, the super high impact pulse rifles. Are like laser beams now. They're absolutely amazing. I was using one yesterday actually when the patch actually launched. I was actually using the Perithian shot on the map with the bridge in the middle with the trains and stuff like that. I was sitting on top of a rock, just laser beaming people from spawn. Absolutely shredding kids, so definitely high impact pulse rifles are actually really, really good now. I feel that's pretty much all the primaries that I'm going to cover. I mean, scout rifles, again, pretty much the same. Not really any much changes to them other than inner accuracy. Scout rifles, they're good at what they're good at. Other things that I want to cover is special weapons. You know, what special weapons should you be using now? Now, to put it short and simple, you don't really have to change. Shotguns are still super effective. I've not really noticed any change to them whatsoever, in my opinion. So you can still run around with your Matador again, but obviously when you die, you lose all your special. A thing, you know, an actual class setup that I've actually been trying quite a bit recently is the Blind Perdition with the Trespasser. Absolutely shreds. Definitely recommend trying out sidearms now. A lot of people seem to be going with sidearms as it is a safer option with your. You know, if you die, then you've always got special to fall back onto if you need to. So definitely recommend trying to get a good sidearm like the Trespasser, the Teacup Tempest, the Wormwood. I think it's the Jabba Haki. I think there's another one in there as well. I think the new Monarchy one's actually pretty decent. But that's pretty much it for special weapons. I mean, there's not really that much change. Other than that, you just lose your special when you die. And a lot of people, I feel, overreacted when they heard, you know, when they heard and found out about that when you die you lose all your special. It's not actually as bad as it seems. It really does force primary engagements. Now, good ways to counter this, a lot of people are actually worried about Trials of Osiris with self-resing warlocks and all that sort of stuff. Slap on an icebreaker, get on an invective. Invective actually has the same range as a Matador, but obviously it has a hell of a lot less impact, but you can just spam your shots, it's full auto. So you can run around with Invective, it regens special ammo over time, so you're always going to have special if someone self-reses, just jump on them with your Invective, or just pop them in the head with your Icebreaker. Simple solution in my opinion, but I mean there's not really anything else to cover. I mean there's a couple of class changes. Obviously they reduced the range on the Stormcaller melee, but now, a lot of people are going to be mad at this, but I've not actually realised I've not noticed any difference in the Stormcaller melee, to be honest. It's a little bit shorter by about like a feet or two, but it's still ridiculous. You know, the melee is still really strong on the Stormcaller, in my opinion. The super is still very hard to shut down. They need to do something about Ionic Blink, in my opinion. As far as the nerf to Blade Dancer, you know, I play Blade Dancer quite a lot on my Hunter, and it's actually not too bad. I feel like, again, a lot of people have overreacted. You know, the quick draw nerf as well to the Ophidian aspects and the Blade Dancer, where, you know, I feel like it's fair in a sense, but that was the sort of thing that made Blade Dancer good as well at times. So, I mean, Ophidian aspects now, again, you know, pretty useless unless you want the increased reload speed and stuff. But other than that, I mean, I'm really happy with this update. You know, it's a really good step in a really good direction for Bungie. I mean, if they keep it on like this, you know, keep trying to push primaries, keep trying to actually make them better, you know, we're heading in a good direction. This is, you know, I haven't actually searched solo on Destiny for a Crucible game in months. This morning I played Crucible solo because it's actually fun. Anyway guys, hopefully this clears a few things up about the update. Hopefully, you know, I give you some ideas of what to use. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel for daily content. Thank you so much for watching guys, and peace.